Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts Kinnikuman Super Phoenix figure, which is a character I know nothing about. This is a figure I'm borrowing from my friend, and it makes me very, very sad, because I'm not into Kinnikuman, so I don't buy the figures, but this one is damn good. It is very nicely executed in so many ways. There's really only one thing that's bad about it, and we'll get to that. But it's a really cool figure. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. And this guy stands just about 6¼ inches to the top of his head fin thingy, which makes him a little bit over 15½ centimeters. So pretty much your standard size. And look at the paint job on this guy. It is incredible. That neon green or lime green or whatever color it is, key lime green plus the pinkish red, very clean all the way around. Very, very well done. The yellow stripes on the shorts are good enough. They're not the best, but yellow on top of dark blue is to be expected. We have shading throughout the skin. We have shading throughout the pants. Clean paintwork for the shoes and knee pads. We have matte to satin to glossy to more matte. Oh, it's just so nice. Downside is there's no shading on the back of the upper body. That's kind of a bummer. There is shading on the back of the pants, though. So that's one downside, minor one. And then there's one other one, I guess, that's an actual serious downside, but we'll get to that. First, let's talk about the accessories. We have 4 different heads, 1 neutral head, 2 different heads that are very similar, and then one where he's kind of smiling. And then we have 2 different sets of hands, 2 fist hands, and then 2 open or gripping hands as they have a hinge. That's it, very basic accessories. As far as the articulation on this guy goes, double ball peg for the head, ball peg for the neck, perfect range of motion. Don't know why anybody doesn't like double ball pegs for the neck. It's perfect for the head to the neck. Single ball peg for the neck itself. Look at that. You don't have to do any weird shenanigans to get the head to pose. You just move it and it goes. It's lovely. What's not lovely is this shoulder design. This is the absolute worst thing you can do to a shoulder, short of putting glue in it and like whacking it with a hammer. This does not work. You have the little tiny ball hinge in there, and then you have a big old shoulder on top of it. So the only way to get that to work is to create a big gap, which is there. There's a big gap. And this is what it looks like they're doing to the new Broly, which is definitely going to be a problem. They did this to Akuma and Ryu and Ken. It's not a good design. You need to have the ball hinge be the same size as the shoulder and actually be part of the shoulder like they did to the first Broly, because then it works perfectly. Anyway, you have this butterfly joint, which is kind of on a ball peg. Then you have the arm connected to it on a ball peg, and then you have your hinge, which, I mean, you can make it work kind of sometimes, but most of the time it just doesn't work because this piece is too big, and that's a problem. You get your full rotation, you get a little bit of a bicep swivel out of it, but it's just a really cumbersome, ugly joint that has to really go through so much more engineering than just a straight up ball hinge. And then you end up with lots of gapping. It's not a good design. You do have a double jointed elbow, which works really nicely, and you have rotation there if you want it, so that's kind of cool. Ball hinge for the wrist. Torso is double ball peg, long ball peg, floating pieces. At least that's what it feels like. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's a different figure I looked at that I'm reviewing later. This guy has a double ball peg right here, and I think a single at the bottom. Maybe a double, I can't say. I think it's a single down here. I can't pull it apart to check, but double up here, single down here, floating piece for the waistband. Really good range. Really, really no problem at all. Very nicely executed. For the hips, we have hinged ball pegs, so you can drop the leg down. And then the funny thing is, or I guess unique thing is, we do have our regular hip socket in there, but where that connects to the leg is actually farther away. So you get this kind of weird ball peg combo, which is, it seems weird, but you end up with really good range, and you can do that, which you don't want to do. But when you do that, you can raise the leg up really nicely, and you get really, really good range out of this guy. Very pleased with it. Full-on splits. Executed very nicely. These short pieces to his shorts, are just floating pieces too, so they end up hiding a lot of the gapping, and it looks and works great. Very impressive. I did not think this was going to work when I first saw it, but it is very well executed. So you do, of course, have your thigh swivel, double jointed knees. You do not have any rotation in the knee like most of the other figures in this line, probably due to the knee pads. I'm okay with that. Ankle goes all the way back, pretty far forward, true ankle rocker, and then of course you can rotate it for even more range. So yeah, guys, this is such a cool figure. So well executed. The only real downside is the shoulder design, and then a little bit of lack of shading on the back, but very nice paint job, very good sculpt, very good articulation. What more could you want? So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up just about every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you come back for that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.